What did I just witness?
7 seconds left. Westbrook, 5 seconds. They're down by 1. Gordon, got it!
The Denver Nuggets just did something only 4 teams have done since 2023, win a road playoff game with only 1 day of rest. And not only that, they did it against a team that was 64-2 this year when leading going into the 4th quarter. Yeah, they were basically undefeated when leading and starting that 4th quarter, and yet they blew the lead to the Nuggets with only 1 day of rest. The Denver Nuggets just walked into OKC's house, stole game 1, and left a bunch of doubters who thought the OKC Thunder were going to just walk all over the Nuggets, and gave them the biggest slap in the face I have ever seen in a very long time. And I wanted to first focus on Aaron Gordon because he made the biggest shot of the night. You saw that corner 3 he hit to close it out. Yeah, that wasn't luck. That was a veteran who's been delivering all playoffs long, showing up when it matters most. Gordon has been quietly putting together one of the best postseason runs of his career. Right now, he's averaging 19 points, 6 rebounds on 61% true shooting. And oh yeah, he's already now have 2 game winners under his belt this year with that dunk that tied the series versus the Clippers in game 4. This man has been feasting on the offensive glass. The Nuggets had 21 offensive rebounds in game 1, and Aaron Gordon led the team with 7. That's not just hustle, that's domination, since OKC knows he's going to crash the glass, but they just can't stop him. On this one, it was a Jokic free throw, and with this beautiful spin to get this offensive rebound, he got fouled. And with this foul, that meant it was going to be a 4-point play since the Nuggets scored on the possession before. And then you also had Jokic and Brown crashing that offensive glass like their lives depended on it. You're going to wear down any team, even the young and athletic OKC Thunder, in this manner. And speaking of young, look, OKC is crazy talented, but this was a meltdown, just a complete collapse of a game that everyone, including themselves, knew they should have won. They were up double digits most of the game, and then they just fell apart. Now, yes, the Thunder's defense was doing a decent job packing the paint. They were daring Denver to knock down those open looks, but when you give a team that many second chances on the offensive glass, that's basically handing them extra lives to score every possession when they can't secure a rebound. They turned the Nuggets into a playoff version of Mario with these infinite mushrooms. And look, we also have to talk about Nikola Jokic, because I swear this man is just unreal, because the stats he had last night once again doesn't seem real. 42 points, 22 rebounds, and 6 assists. But the box score doesn't even tell the full story, because even when Jokic is getting doubled or triple teamed in the post, he still finds a way to make the right read every single time. He draws fouls, he gets your best defenders in trouble, and he's warping your entire game plan just by existing. He was doing that all night against the OKC Thunder, and both their bigs in Chet and Hartenstein constantly got in foul trouble. Just look how focused Caruso was on a Jokic post-up that he's not even fully focused on Brown in that corner that frees him for a 3. He did have 7 turnovers, so it wasn't the cleanest Jokic game ever. But here's the thing, they needed him to take 29 shots. They needed him to go full takeover mode where he emptied the clip to get Chet and Hartenstein in foul trouble. And that late game 3 he hit to cut the lead to 1, that was just a bona fide definition of clutch. Now let's shift the gears to the unsung genius of this whole team. That's been Russell Westbrook. I get it, he makes wild plays from time to time that can make a person constantly shake their head, but Westbrook on this Nuggets team Man, this is probably the smartest version of Russ we've ever seen. I was 100% sure when Russ got that ball with the shot clock running down with a 1-point deficit that this was going to be either a turnover or he was going to shoot some wild shot and Russ memes were going to be had. But he made that pass to Aaron Gordon, and he also needs to be applauded for that play. He's not constantly just jacking shots. He's not going to over dribble as much as the pass. He's going to cut at the perfect time when Jokic draws that help, and when that late double comes, Russ is already at the rim for a dunk or dish. Russ, unlike most players, have the sense of knowing when he needs to cut to make himself available for Jokic or Jamal Murray. And don't let that poor shooting from last night fool you from game 1. He's been a 40% three-point shooter this entire playoffs if we're excluding game 1. That's why he played such a big role in that last series against the Clippers, and that's why Jokic loves playing with him. They get each other to the maximum. And defensively, that's where the Nuggets really won this game. They basically dared OKC supporting cast to beat them from the outside. They loaded up the paint every time Shea had the ball. But guess who they were helping off of? Caruso, Dort, Wallace. They were totally fine letting those guys shoot. And to be fair, Caruso tried to make them pay, but when he cooled off, that offense fell apart. The Nuggets' whole game plan was clear. Don't let Shea cook one-on-one, keep Jokic away from those bad switches, and force the young guys to make decisions under pressure. This was a huge play by the Denver Nuggets, with Russ coming to double team Shea to get the ball out of his hands. Jokic rotates, but he stunts. Jamal Murray rotates over and contests very well when Russ comes over as well to get this contest on J-Dub. And it worked because OKC might have been one of the best regular season teams ever, but they're still a young team. They made way too many mistakes late in that game. That's not only on one player, that's just growing pains for the young team. Meanwhile, Denver, they smelled blood in them and they closed the deal. Let's not forget, this was a 10-point game for pretty much 4 quarters, but down the stretch, you just saw a difference in experience, in poise, and decision making, and that's what makes playoff basketball. And listen, if you had any doubts about this Nuggets team, if anyone still thought this would be a cakewalk for OKC, yeah, after this game 1 win, that should be dead now. And you might think I'm overreacting, but in the manner that OKC lost, I truly do think it demands that type of reaction. Because I mean, who's going to stop Jokic once he gets in his mode? It wasn't really working for them. He's dragging 2 defenders into the post like it's a WWE match and still scoring. Aaron Gordon is just playing out of his mind. Russell Westbrook has a PhD in how to thrive next to Jokic. And Brown, man, Christian Brown has quietly become one of the most annoying defenders in these playoffs, and they have needed that, especially when you're needed to guard players like Shea and James Harden in the past series. And this wasn't even Denver's best game. They didn't shoot lights out. They had very sloppy stretches. Jokic turned the ball over 7 times. Murray didn't even have a good game, and they still beat one of the best home teams in the NBA and the best team in the West all regular season, and that's with 1 day of rest. What happens when they're locked in for the full series? What happens when Jokic settles in? When Jamal Murray starts to get hot? When Aaron Gordon keeps owning the offensive glass? We keep looking for signs of the West being wide open, but maybe we just need to stop overthinking it, because if the Nuggets keep this up, they might be the team to beat. I know that sounds like a crazy overreaction, but let me know down in the comment section below if you think I'm overreacting to this game 1 win, because to me, this was one hell of a win for the Denver Nuggets. But with that being said, make sure you guys like, subscribe, hit that post notification bell, and check out this video because I think this video was very well made, just like this one.